News, the SABC remains in the spotlight at the state capture inquiry today. Several of the state broadcasters' employees, including the former chief executive Lulama Mokhobo, are scheduled to testify. Yesterday, the commission had evidence from the group executive officer Madoda Mxakwe and the head of news Patiswa Makopeni. They both told the commission that the SABC is in a very bad state. Well, ENC's Michael Apple is tracking that story for us, and he's joining us now live from Parktown in Johannesburg. Michael, a very good morning to you. Just a quick highlights of what came out yesterday.
Bradan, testimony from Patiswa Makopeni, the head of news at the public broadcaster. Evidence around editorial interference, political interference in the running of the newsroom. She testified how there would be phone calls from outside of the organization to people sitting in the gallery instructing them not to play particular stories, that it was clear that there was an environment of censorship that was playing itself out. She says when she took over last year, I think it was in March, that she found an organization and a newsroom in decay, quote. And she says she has worked very hard to try and empower journalists to and managers to actually lead. She says it's a leadership that never took ownership of their positions. It's almost as if there was just people in positions, but the strings were being pulled elsewhere. So that was the testimony from Ms. Makopeni, and then the chief executive yesterday saying that, in essence, the public broadcaster is so broke that after it pays salaries amounting to 45% of its income, which is 265 million rand, that's what the salary bill is for the public broadcaster. After salaries are paid, they have absolutely no more money to pay anything else, and that is when they enter into agreements with creditors to try and negotiate when they will be paid. There are producers, there are outside production companies that have produced works and for the SABC who are owed 2 billion rand, and the public broadcaster simply doesn't know where it's going to get the money. Bradan.
Okay, and then today we're expecting the former chief executive officer Lulama Mokhobo to testify, and maybe she'll be shedding more light into the kinds of political interference that happened when she was at the helm, and she was there for a short time.
Yeah, that's right. And we're going to hear from numerous people. Two of the so-called SABC 8, Futa Kricha and Krovani Pillay, they are going to be testifying here as well. This will all in some way link back to the tenure of Hlaudi Motsoeneng, the COO at the SABC at the time. And just to remind viewers, the SABC 8, as they became known, were fired from the SABC, or suspended and then fired for raising their concerns around the COO's decision for the SABC not to broadcast violent protests, saying that it somehow encouraged them. So when they spoke up about that, then they were targeted. We know one of the SABC 8 has subsequently died, another one has moved overseas, but two of the 8 will be here today as the inquiry maintains its focus on the South African Broadcasting Corporation.
Thank you very much, Michael Apple, live to us in Parktown at the state capture.